Hey guys, hello and welcome back to Scale JDM Reviews. And on the bench today you can see that we have the Aoshima Y33 Nissan Cima. This is the patrol version of the kit. This is quite an old series. They did various cars in this series, which were like the JZS 147 Aristo. You also had the Nissan Skylines, all of them. There's loads of different ones. And they can all be done up with these police accessories. Of course, you don't have to use them. You can build them as a stock car or as a VIP or anything as you want to. So, shall we take a look and see what's inside the box? And there she is. Of course, we've got the instructions just there. We have the decals, a massive set of decals. I'm guessing those are all the different prefectures in Japan. And we have the standard car numbers and some number plates. We'll go through these in a second, but there is the main kit. As you can see, it's all bagged, and that's not going to help us in this review at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a few seconds, I'm going to unbag everything, and I'll be right back. And there it is, all debagged. Right, let's dive in, shall we? Okay, first thing we're going to look at is the interior piece here. It looks like leather seats in this car. Quite posh for a police car. Obviously they're using a generic Y33 Cima kit for this and then just adding the police parts afterwards. But those doors and everything do look quite nicely detailed. So you can make them look quite nice actually for when you're looking through the windows. And you can have quite a lot of detail, so I'm quite impressed with that. Next up we're going to go to the glass sprue. And on this sprue we have what looks like some traffic cones, I think they would be. We've got a radio and some lights, and I think that is a rear view mirror just there. I'm not entirely sure what those two bits are. They're obviously some sort of light. We've got the upper light bar that goes on the roof and the bug deflector, which I think is what that is. That will be obviously be in addition to the normal glass sprue that we have. I've never seen 1/24 scale traffic cones before. I don't know why they did them in glass, but obviously it means you can use them for whatever you want. Next up, we're going to look at the few of these pieces here. We have a lower splitter just there that would go that way underneath the body of the car. We have a radiator or an intercooler, could be. This could be a turbo car maybe. Probably not likely it being a V8. You have the exhaust, which is a dual exhaust, and the wing mirrors on this sprue. Okay, we have the seats and the interior pieces. So we have a steering wheel with some additional side controls just there. And we have the back of the seats and the leather look front seats. Over here we have the dashboard, which is actually quite nicely detailed as well. Foot pedals, gear stick for the auto transmission, rear view mirror, steering console, and with windscreen wipers. We're going to go straight over to the chrome pieces now. We have the headlights. They are really nicely chrome plated, very, very shiny. We have the Cima front grille, a hood ornament, 2 exhaust tailpipes, and the wing mirror inserts. Now onto the secondary glass sprue. You have to be careful with that, that's a bit bent. Obviously we have a one-piece window with some visors in there moulded as well. Not too sure why, maybe just for a bit of extra interior detail. We have the rear lights and the front light lenses and the lower bumper fogs and indicators there. This little bit here, this is the this looks like the spare wheel well that would go underneath the chassis on this piece here. Bam. And also looking at the chassis, it does look like a generic one. Is nicely detailed, of course, and it would be quite nice if you could actually put an engine in that, wouldn't it? Okay, next we're going to go for the wheels. Now these are just standard Cima wheels. They look maybe about 15 or 16 inches. Obviously on the car they will definitely do the job. If you're going to build it as a police car, then they would look fantastic. Obviously, if you're going to build it as something different, maybe a VIP build, you probably want to change those for something a little bit bigger. So yeah, with the tyres that you get with the kit, which are inside this bag with the polycaps, it will make it quite a true representation of what you would probably see on the road. Okay, now the bit that everybody wants to see is the body shell. Let's take that away, shall we? Because you're not going to see much of the body against the white cardboard box. So there she is. Bumpers, rear bumpers and side skirts, everything are already still attached. As you can see, the kit did come from Japan. It's had a little bit of a squish on the way over. So the roofline is a little bit distorted. However, that is a very, very easy fix. Yeah, you can see it a lot worse there. If you guys ever get a kit like this, with distorted panels and things like that, it's very, very easy to fix. All you need to do is get a tub of hot water, fairly hot, not boiling hot because you don't want to scald your hands, but put the body shell, or at least the part of the kit, maybe like that, upside down in the water, and then as the plastic softens a little bit, you can manipulate it back into shape. This kit itself is actually destined to go to a friend of mine. I'm just reviewing it before I send it off to him. I don't really want to send it to him with that body shell. I do have another one upstairs. So I'm going to swap this out for my friend Justin Stokes and give him a proper body shell. Then I can deal with that when I come to build the other Cima kit that I have. But other than that, the kit itself is quite nicely detailed. You do have some mould lines just there. You can't really see it on the white and the camera here. The mould lines go across the backlight and it follows as true to Aoshima form all the way down the side of the car, although on this one you can see it halfway between the roof and the door line there. You can just about see it in the light, which I actually thought it would follow the roof lining down, but it comes down here and straight down into the front of the bumper. So it would need a little bit of prep before it gets done, otherwise that will come through when you paint it. You'll see those quite easily and it will ruin the authenticity, I guess, of the way it looks. It just looks bad leaving the mould lines, which is why we want to get rid of them. And that, yes, it's quite nice body, nicely detailed. You can cut the doors out, cut the boot out, cut the bonnet out if you want to, and put a sunroof in it. All those sort of options are there if you want to play with it. Now, normally I would start off with the decals. Unfortunately, I did it the other way around this time. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at these decals now. There we go. These are all different prefectures around Japan. There are smaller ones there for the number plates at the bottom. Quite a nice set there. I can't read Japanese. I don't know what any of them mean or what they say. Okay, and for the second set of decals that we have with this car, we have a couple of sets of number plates. Obviously on these ones it's left some space for the prefectures that we saw on the other decal sheet. We've got some roof numbers, dashboard, and the police sign as well, which counts for one of the glass pieces on the accessory sprue that we saw. We have some wheel emblems, we've got a navigation there and a couple of other little bits, obviously Japanese road laws and things like that. The Cima badge and a Cima V8 decal just there. Number plates are yellowing. This is an old kit, as to be expected, but the others have lasted quite well, to be honest. Okay, so on to the instructions. The instructions themselves are old. As you can see, they are no longer white, they are yellow, but we'll go through this as we normally do. So the first page, as always, it shows you the car in its built form. It tells you where to place all the emblems, all the badges, all the decals and accessories. Moving across into the next page, it tells you how to detail. I've not seen this before on one of these kits. It actually shows you here what colours to paint the undercarriage, and then after that we go straight on to the steering and suspension, setting up the chassis, which would normally in most kits be first. So down here you can see that we have the rear axle being built up. Again, it's got all the colours and paint codes you need to make it look authentic. We have everything going on to the rear chassis just there, and then we're followed on by the exhaust. The this bit here, which I mentioned earlier, was an intercooler. It's obviously a radiator of some sort. It's there to keep the body on the car, as you can see with the two little holes there. Those will be the female parts of an attachment on the body. And down the bottom here we have the well, the wheels diagram, basically putting the wheels on, which is you probably wouldn't even look at to see. You'd get that done a lot quicker. Okay, onto the interior, and again it's all to do with paint codes and the seats and everything. We've got the decals which should go in here into the speedometer and everything, the different colours you'd need to paint the interior, obviously make the leather look nice. And then it's just onto the windows and the lights installation on the front, not forgetting that rear view mirror. Okay, next we've got the front grille and the lights and everything. Again, it would all need to be painted up before you got them all together and put them on. That lower lip spoiler and the backlights, and then we've got finally the body onto the chassis and the seats and everything going in. Now the next page we go to, this takes you through the accessories in the kit. The light bar, putting the light bar together with those little X things we saw on the glass sprue, which I didn't mention about because I wasn't entirely sure what they were. Those would obviously be painted in blues, reds, or actually no, it'd be reds, wouldn't it? For Japan it'll all be red. You've got the accessories going onto the car, and then down here that big black splodge is actually a template for when you're painting the car. So you would cut that out, or you would mask it into a template, and that would allow you to draw on the bonnet that kind of arrow shape they have. Moving on to the last page, we have everything here that you do and don't need on the kit. Not many parts on this kit that you don't need. Obviously it does point out the black exhaust parts there and that radiator that we saw earlier. Everything else is needed, and that, my friends, that's everything. So I do hope you've enjoyed this review of the patrol car, the Y33 Cima from Nissan, the patrol car version. It is a very nicely detailed kit. There's some extras in there that you can use on any other car, not just for this Cima, meaning the police parts. There are a lot of options you can do with this car. You can make it just a street legal, just a normal street car. You can make it a VIP car, anything else you want to do. It doesn't have to be made as a police car, but it does come with all the extras, just in case. It does look like a very, very nice kit. I'm quite jealous of my friend who's going to be able to build it how he wants, and I hope he enjoys it. So if you have any comments, please leave them below, and I will see you on the next video. Many thanks. Bye bye.